Greetings from Christian News and Interviews. I am going to share the screen. Okay, here goes. Let me start off by saying that when I started this YouTube channel, it was during COVID, and I just needed an outlet because at the time we were told to only leave our houses if we absolutely had to leave our houses. And I was online working. I was online. Just basically everything that I did was done online. And I was frustrated. I needed an outlet. I was going to church online. I was working from online, would rarely go out unless I just had to. And so it was just driving me up a wall. I needed an outlet. And that's why I started this YouTube channel. In my mind, I was going to be talking about Christian related things because I'm a born again Christian and that's my interest. The thought never occurred to me that I would be doing so many stories on Black women being murdered by their own people. It is very, very disturbing. Here goes. Boyfriend arrested in New York City, mother of two's fatal slashing. A man was arrested for allegedly, it's not alleged, he already admitted it, killing his girlfriend who was found dead Friday with her throat slit days after she told relatives she was scared of her boyfriend. Nashan Walsh, 35. This is a 35-year-old man. See, at the age of 35, you're supposed to have a job. You're supposed to have a trade or a college degree. You're supposed to be responsible, possibly married. An idle mind is a workshop for the devil. So this 35-year-old man was picked up by police on Saturday and charged with doing what? Murdering the mother of two. So this is a woman who had two children to raise. He knew that. He killed her. Her name is Bjana James, 37. Was found by her brother with fatal knife wounds inside of her apartment in the Bronx's Batances houses, according to cops. Relatives who gathered for a vigil outside James's apartment on Saturday revealed to the Post that the slain woman told a family member early in the week that her boyfriend was acting boyfriend? Okay, let me keep going. Was acting strange and that she was fearing for her life. James stopped replying to texts on Wednesday night, the relative said. It was not immediately clear if Walsh is the boyfriend the relative was referring to. Well, now I can tell you that is who she was referring to. She said to her cousin, "I'm scared for my life. He's bugging out." Okay? Now, she should have been telling the police this, but instead she's telling her cousin who could do nothing about it. She basically was texting her relative the day it happened, saying things like, "I'm scared. He's going to kill me. I'm scared for my life. He's bugging out." "He left the house," she wrote back. "He's here. He's back." And ever since she wrote that, we didn't hear from her again. Now, can you explain to me if she knew he was going to kill her? She knew he was quote unquote bugging out. Why did she call a cousin who could do nothing about it when she could have just as easily dialed 911? By Friday, concerned family members decided to go to her apartment, which was left open. Her brother discovered the grisly scene. Now, let me tell you about this beauty. I don't have a picture of him yet, but as soon as I get one, I'll put it up. But let me tell you about this beauty that she was dating. Walsh, Nashan Walsh, the one who killed her. Check this out, everybody. Has 11, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 prior unsealed arrests dating back to 1995. So he's been thugging for years. Mostly for robbery and assault, police said. He has a history as both the perpetrator and victim of domestic violence, cops said. It is unclear whether James was involved in any of the previous incidents. Can someone explain to me why a 37-year-old woman or 35-year-old, let me see, what's her age? Why was a 37-year-old woman dating a 35-year-old man with 11 prior arrests, including domestic violence, robbery, and assault? Can somebody explain that to me, please? There were no signs of forced entry at the location or any property removed, law enforcement sources said. Now, let's pause there for a minute. There were no signs of forced entry. So that could mean it could mean two things. It could mean, number one, he had a key to the house. It could mean that he had a key to the house. Number two, it could mean that she opened up the door and let him in. Now, this is what I find disturbing. She was very clear talking to her cousin. She said that he was going to kill her. She said that he was, quote unquote, bugging out. That means he was acting crazy. She knew that her life was in jeopardy. She was terrified. Yet, she didn't get up out of there. And this is a woman with 2 children who are living with their grandmother. I read somewhere that they're living with their grandmother. Ladies, the world is a different place. And I started to see the immediate change. It seemed to come in with COVID. I'm not saying that COVID is to blame. I'm just saying that I saw the two strange, bizarre occurrences at the same time. Ladies, you have to defend your own life. It is okay to go through the rest of your life single. Who wants a man with a record a mile long? Don't you know you're better off by yourself than being with somebody who's beating you and knocking you and banging you up against the wall, stabbing you, killing your children? I reported on a woman a couple of days ago. The man was so dirty, he stabbed the woman's daughter, 6-year-old daughter, in the face. Don't you know that it doesn't get any sicker than that? You are better off by yourself than with a low-class, filthy, vile animal who can't afford his own place, so he's moving into your place. Has no job, no intentions of getting a job. A career criminal who spends his days and evenings robbing people, beating up on people, and doing whatever else comes to mind. And I read somewhere that this criminal here, before he got taken in, he attacked some police officers. Let me see. Here it is. Nashan Walsh, 35, faces murder, manslaughter, criminal possession of a weapon, charges for killing Bjana James. According to sources familiar with the case, Walsh was picked up hours later on March the 19th at Lincoln Hospital, where he was treated for drug use after allegedly assaulting EMS workers. Detectives then brought him to the 40th precinct for further questioning, leading to his arrest for James's murder. This is disgusting. And so she leaves behind 2 children. For some strange reason, she didn't change her locks, and she let this guy in, knowing he was going to kill her. She told her cousin he was going to kill her. I'm at a point now where I'm almost just I don't know how many more of these stories I can even report because it's just too horrible. Satan is loose. And those of you who know the word of prayer, just keep praying. Stay tuned.